want to take you on a journey with me. My hair journey. It probably started around the time of this picture. The time I first remembered getting my hair done. As I look back on it now, every step of the way brought me closer and closer to loving my pure, raw, undone, beautiful hair. This is also probably where the programming and the dislike began for my hair. I was a baby, and something needed to be done with my hair, which would turn into, as I got older, do something with your hair. You need to do something with your hair. The same way some of y'all did blue ivy. That's how the world treats afro textured hair.
You need a hot comb on these now.
Ah, the recollection of having my hair straightened. Funny thing is, I only remember the trauma of the straightening comb. I don't remember anything else about it. It was pure torture. At some point, when this became too much, I was introduced to the relaxer, and it was no better. I don't miss the Vaseline on my hairline and ears. That was to buffer what was to come, feeling like my scalp was on fire or the scabs from the chemical burns. I don't miss any of this. And funny thing is, being as though I had never learned how to take care of my natural hair, when I was a teenager, I started doing my own box relaxers at home. And I did that for as long as I could remember up until my early 20s. And oh, yeah, I even had a Jerry curl, which I think we called them scary curls. That's when our mamas and our aunties used to do our Jerry curls from the box kits. So they didn't quite always look like what you saw um, on the TV. But yeah, I had a Jerry curl too. So from getting my hair straightened to relaxers to Jerry curls, this is pretty much where my journey of having the texture of my hair changed. This is where it stops, ironically. Now, this picture. This picture, my daughter and my brother laugh at this picture, and they just think it's the funniest thing because this is me in my 20s, and I was searching. I was trying to find my way. I had joined this organization, and I was learning things about myself that I had never heard before. So I went through like this total shock to my consciousness. Um, because I had been brainwashed for all of these years. I had been taught that all the things about my hair were a lie. And so now I learned that my hair was actually a beautiful thing, that it actually is made of non-ether, which is a combination of all existing gases in the universe, which allows the hair to, our hair to defy gravity. I learned about melanin for the first time, and this is over 20 years ago. I'm in my 40s. So I was a young woman searching. And this is that's the only picture that I can find in my 20s. So as you can see, even with my hair being low and natural and me knowing all of these things, um, honestly, I still did not feel beautiful with my hair, with all the knowledge that I have. And even though I did, I rocked it. You know what I'm saying? But I still was not able to present myself to the world and feel as my beautiful, my full, total, beautiful self in this hairstyle. I would go on to do other things with my hair, as you will see. But this was the beginning for me. But I will say, from this time as a young woman, I made a conscious decision to never put relaxers in my hair, to never straighten my hair. So every style I had after that point, I was natural, whether it be braids or whether it was locks. I never put any more chemicals in my hair. I was done with that. Like I knew, because I had the knowledge, I knew that it wasn't good. And then also, I didn't want to be trying to look like someone else. I wanted to really embrace my the natural state of my hair. But there's levels to these things, y'all. There's levels, and we're going to talk about it. So, throughout the years, I have worn braids, and my experience with braids was traumatic. I remember going to these African braid shops, and they were very aggressive, and they would braid my hair so tight, that I can remember leaving and my head throbbing because of how tight it was. At the time, I didn't know anything about tension, or whatever. I just thought that's the way, it had to be. Um, but later, I would learn that that wasn't good. That was not healthy for our hair. So I will only go to people that braid my hair and are aware and have that knowledge um, of how to comb, how to braid, how to treat natural hair uh, without all the trauma, without all the tension on the edges, without all the pulling um, of the hair, because they don't know how to start from the bottom and work the comb to the root. You know, um, I won't go to anyone like that. And now that I know what I know about my hair, according to a 2021 report, the ethnic hair market is worth $1.6 billion. Out of that $1.6 billion, South Koreans own a majority of the market, 60 to 80%, while black owned companies make up 3%. And what that tells me is that you have other races of people who have identified that there is a collective shame that we have with our hair, because we spend the most money out of all the races on our hair. A few more facts is 58% of black hair care products contain at least one toxic ingredient. Black women experience high levels of anxiety over their natural hair. And these were all, I reference all things hair for these facts. Um, our relationship with our hair is so complex. As you can see, me telling the story, I mean, it goes from us not wanting to be wet in the rain, not wanting to sweat when we exercise, which is something that we need to do. So when your hair can get in the way of you being healthy, that's a problem. Now, although it has been, um, there has been a market for natural hair, and it is booming. I'm so happy to see that. And I'm so happy to know that so many of my sisters are realizing that there's nothing wrong with the natural texture of their hair. But still, that Korean market is still profiting from this shift as well. We're not the ones profiting. And I just want whoever is listening to this to think about that. They don't do the things that we do to our hair. They accept their hair, but they can identify that we have a collective shame or we spend so much money on our hair that they cornered the market, and we have created generational wealth for these other races. That's just something to think about. And also now, you see this on social media, I see it a lot. You have these law offices soliciting for people who have been diagnosed with fibroids, endometriosis, cancer, or even have died. They're now admitting, in a sense, that the chemicals in hair relaxers were toxic, and if it wasn't so, you wouldn't have all these law offices soliciting for us, because now the truth has been revealed and it has come out that these relaxers that we put on our hair was harmful, carcinogenic, toxic. All right, so back to me. This picture shows me coming to the end of my sister lock journey. I had sister locks for like 15 years. They were thick, they were long, they were beautiful. They were down my back. And I started getting the inclination, that I wanted a change. And so I cut my hair in this style, like a bob style. And then after that, I started getting the inclination like, you know what? I want to feel my hair. I haven't felt my hair in so long. I want to feel it. I wanted to be free. I didn't want it to be locked up anymore. I wanted it to be free. I wanted it to be wild. And maybe that was something that I was going through, like a phase in my life that I felt like that represented a form of liberation for me, right? And so, yes, then after that, I did the big chop. Then on March 13th of 2020, I did the big chop. I cut my hair. I did it. And I felt good about it. I don't even regret it to this day. However, I honestly wasn't comfortable with it yet. And so I would go on to, get braids and other hairstyles. And, finally this year, I said, I wanted to be totally liberated and totally free. And my goal is, I imagine myself having a big Angela Davis afro. That's my hair goal. I got a TWA right now, which I love. And one thing that I have learned about my hair, it is so thick, and I love that about it. And I've had to take time and really learning, I'm still learning what my hair likes. And one thing that makes my hair come alive is water. And I know black women, we fear water for our hair. But let me tell you, it's like when I get up in the AM and my hair is all squished down and just looking crazy, I go in that bathroom. After I take a shower, it's already wet, or I wet my hair, I spray it with some water. I put my moisturizer on it and oil on it. Sometimes I just need to put water on it because I moisturized it and oiled it so well, like on a daily basis. This is regular that I do this all the time. And when I tell you my hair comes alive, it comes alive. And when it comes alive, you know what I do? I take my fingers and I just pluck it out because I like a little texture and I like the rough look a little bit. I don't like a perfectly shaped hair. So that's what I do. And I finally come to the place where I don't feel like I have to do something to my hair. I got to put something on my hair to be presentable, to walk outside. It's a lot of sisters have beautiful hair under them wigs that you will never know until you take some time and really look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, there is nothing wrong with my hair. It is beautiful. I just got to learn it. I got to learn how to treat it. And just as you do other things in life, be kind to your hair. Be gentle with your hair. So that's what I've learned to do. And now, because I have embraced it and it just maybe a phase I'm going through in my life, it's just on a whole nother level, like my confidence, because I feel like no matter what style I'm wearing, which I would never straighten my hair, but any style, any natural style that I wear, even this style, I don't feel any less beautiful. This style, I needed to be able to present myself with this style because this is the style that I hid from. I hid behind braids. I hid behind the long sister locks because I didn't want to deal with this hair, this texture. I didn't know what to do with it. But now that I'm learning and I love and I embrace it, I walk out my house just as confident with my TWA than if I was wearing an elaborate natural hairstyle. So I have reached a point in my life that I am free. That's the best word I could say because I don't feel like I have to do my hair. I don't care what people think about my hair. I think it's beautiful. I also think that it is disrespectful to the divine to want to change something that is already perfected. It's almost like saying you did not do a good job. You're the master beautician, but you did not do a good job on my hair, and I could do a better job than you. And the result of that is that we are killing ourselves. We are putting ourselves through trauma. And, you really have to ask yourself and answer honestly about the preferences for your hair. And we all have a right to our preferences. But when I questioned and I asked myself, I had to be truthful. And the answer came that, I was hiding. And now I can stand in my confidence, wearing my natural hair, in any way. And that is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. I'm so glad to be here. That is the end of my hair story with confidence. One more thing that I forgot to add, and I think is very important, and that is as a black woman, our hair and what we can do with our hair is so versatile. So, whether we decide to wear braids or locks or, afros, that's a beautiful thing. The difference with me now is I can be honest with myself and say that, I was wearing those hairstyles because I was hiding. But now, I can wear any of those hairstyles, braids, locks, or my TWA, and I still feel the same. I don't feel any less beautiful. And that's the difference of where I'm at today than where I was in my past. So I just want to make that clear. I know this is not everybody's experience. This is not everyone's story, but I just wanted to share mine. I wanted to be totally transparent and just share this story. I hope you enjoyed it, and peace and blessings.